Hi there, Daniel here again. Welcome to the second steps of our recommended workflows video series for Zen. After the first step, I'm sure you are very clear by now how you can utilize our topic discovery tool to build a topic cluster that helps you achieve topical authority, and also more importantly, to understand the mechanism behind the way we build that tool to help you specifically to build that type of topic cluster. While the next logical step is to develop, to start doing our keyword research process. And keyword research it's the type of process in which I'm sure all of us who have done SEO for sometimes would have to know. And of course, the more advanced you are when it comes to your understanding of SEO, the better you are at doing keyword research. You know which keyword would have a better conversion chance. You know which long tail keyword to sort of target. You know what type of keyword could classify as low hanging fruits, and you know when to target a certain keyword groups and when not to target them. You know what keyword that would belong to a long-term plan and other keyword that would belong to more short-term plans. But you see, the issue is actually when we were doing our keyword research during our time as content SEO agency, we really have a few issues with that. The first of it is there's no really concrete guidelines to define what are the long tail keywords should belong to what stage of your SEO campaign, why they should belong there, and how you can define those. I think it comes from a few reasons. The first reason is keyword research has been extremely one-dimensional. What do I mean by that? First of all, when you do keyword research, you rely on a few things, a few data points. The first is a KD, which is keyword difficulty, which usually derive from the tool in which you use. If you use Ahrefs, they have a different KD system than if you use Mangles, if you use SEMrush. They all have very different KD system. But the problem with keyword difficulty scoring is Google changed very quickly over the year. And with, for example, back in the day, a keyword difficulty should be defined by also the amount of backlinks data that keyword, that SERP's position would have. And the issue is backlinks slowly become obsolete over the years. The priority on the list of SEO doer over the years have decreased dramatically with backlinks, link buildings, right? And so is that KD become more and more irrelevant. So with those kind of data slowly become more and more irrelevant, how are you going to rely on those data to make sure that your keyword that you pick is actually the correct keyword? Second thing is, usually you rely on search volume, but search volume only represents one side of the equation, which is the demand side, right? As I was sharing with you on the very first videos, you have to always remember you are the supplier and on the platform go Google. And so right now you only have one clear data, and that's the search volume and that's the keyword, which represent the demand side of that equation. But there's nothing really for you to see on the supplier end. So supplier ends would be how many competitors are actually trying to rank for that same keyword. So if you know this type of data, you will have a two-dimensional measurement for you to determine whether a keyword, for one, has very high demand, and second, have very low competition. There's not really that type of data right now and available for you. So we struggle with that for a while until we come across the search operator called O-in-title, right? And you all know O-in-title stand for the amount of time the keyword are included in the title tag of a certain website when they rank on Google. And what we came up with is the logic behind this is that, okay, if I want to target a certain keyword, I think the first action I will do is to have that keyword embedded in the title in which I will write the article for. So with that kind of thinking, we end up develop our own proprietary technology to kind of bulk check all entitled data of every single keyword in a certain list of keyword. And I think we are the only one, the first one in the market that are able to do this. And the moment we are able to develop that list of all entitled data, we start to see the the second dimension of a keyword, the demand and also the supply, and thus lead us to the development of this thing called Zen Matrix. And Zen Matrix essentially is to develop a sort of categories way for you to categorize your keyword that belong to different segments that fit with different timeline of your SEO campaigns, right? In which I will go with you in a bit more details soon. And the second part of finding out or entitled using this technology is to be able to filter out very quickly keywords that have very high search volume, which is high in demand, yet very low in own title, which is very low in competition, very low in the amount of websites that have that keyword in their title tag. So these have saved us tremendously, right? But the issue we also run into when we develop this bug own title is that we have to, now things become a little more interesting, because we also have to identify not only the keyword that have high search volume and low in own title, but also some keyword that have extremely high search volume and slightly higher own title. For example, you have a keyword that have own title 100, meaning that there's 100 websites are competing for this website for this keyword, but the keyword may contain 5,000 search volume. So even though it's very difficult to target, but the effort if you put up and you are able to rank is still worth it. And these are the keywords that should belong to a keyword list that you want to target if you have the resources and the team and the knowledge and know-how of your SEO, right? And I assume if you are an advanced user, you will always love this type of keywords, right? If for beginner, I typically will suggest them to target easier and faster to rank keyword, but with lower search volume. But for you guys, I would suggest these are the type of keywords that you can really leverage our golden filter function to use. How does that build? And what does that mean? Let me share with you right now. Okay, so first of all, Zen Matrix. So Zen Matrix essentially is a matrix in which we build based on the two type of data. The first is the data of your of the demand, which is the x-axis, and in the x-axis you will see that is the search volume line, and this break down to two parts: high and low. High search volume and low search volume. Y-axis is represented by the supply, and that is all entitled data, and is breakdown to also two parts: high all entitled data and low all entitled data. And these two line will break the zone in the middle down to 4 parts. So this 4 part is what? The first zone is what we call the decay zone, right? And in the decay zone essentially are all the keyword that used to be a very trending keyword. It used to have really high search volume, and a lot of websites try to target that keyword, but they no longer are anymore. So for example, PS5 in 2020. So those are the keyword that actually was very hot at some point during 2020, but by now it's no longer the keyword that is hot, right? So you want to avoid this type of keyword at all costs, because if you see this type of keyword and if you don't know the own title data, it's very high own title data, yet it has very low search volume. So it means that if you target this type of keyword, you have to put in a lot of resources, yet you will not, and even if you rank for it, you have your return on investment is extremely low. Avoid this zone at all costs. So all the keywords that have high own title data and low search volume, avoid all costs. Decay zone. Second zone is called mature zone, and mature zone is where it gets very interesting. It's break them down into two type of keywords. The first is that it has extremely high own title data and extremely high search volume. These tend to be the keyword that is very common keyword. 2-word length, right? For example, nutrition plan is one of those keywords. Indoor plants is one of those keywords. Web design is one of those keywords, because it's the kind of keyword that's super common, extremely high search volume, and a lot of websites targeting the same things. Those may not be the right keyword to target. It could be a really good keyword for you to write content and show Google that you know about those keywords and you also target that keyword, but it's not the kind of keyword you expect to rank. The second type of keyword in the mature zone, though, is the kind of keyword that have very high search volume, yet the own title, though, is high, but it's not impossible to compete. right? And that's also belong to the mature zone. And this is where we have to develop our own scoring system called Golden Score to find those kind of keyword that has really high value, right? It's not necessarily easy to rank, but if you rank for it, you get really high return, and that's Golden Score. The third zone is called Opportunity Zone, and this is where you have keyword that have very low OIN title and also very low search volume, right? So it means that these are perhaps the new keyword just appeared, and there's a very few websites that know about this keyword and targeting those. Excuse me. So for example, you have keyword, usually it's probably long tail keyword, newly appear on Google search database, and Google decided to pop it up, and there's only a few websites, for example, maybe 100 search volume and 10 OIN title. So these are the keyword that is quite easy to win. So very easy for you to rank, but you really have to cover a lot of them. But the good things about this kind of keyword is that you don't have to invest so much in your content. You don't have to write extremely well written piece of content in order for you to rank. You just need to make sure that your content is very good on page, really well optimized, and also have some resources along with it, good links building system, as well as you also have very good traffic. You should be able to rank for this keyword. I suggest these are the list of keyword in which you want to target at all time, meaning that all the keyword that appear here, constantly kind of build your content with those, because you don't know at some point some of this keyword may blow up and become one of those keyword in the mature zone, or to go into the final zone. We call it Candy Land, and Candy Land is the keyword in which would have really high demand, which is high search volume but exceptionally low OIN title. These typically are keyword is probably long tail. A lot of people search for it, but a lot of websites don't know about them yet. And this is what we call Candyland. This is a keyword that you want to target constantly all the time. Some keyword though may be a bit more difficult to rank than the other because of the niche and the industry that it is. But a lot of keyword you find here, for example, you will have OIN title 0, but the search volume can go up to about 500 to 1,000. Those would be a really great keyword for you to target. And if you target those along with some other keyword that already in the cluster, you'll be able to actually very easily gain that type of traffic, organic traffic, to get to your website. So those are the Zen Matrix in which we develop after we figure out how we could check OIN title data from a long list of keywords. And also the explanation of golden filter. Essentially, golden filter is the algorithm we built, a way to measure the value of a certain keyword. It cannot simply be, the value cannot simply be, oh, just low in title and high search volume, pick that. No, a lot of keywords have high OIN title, yet they have exceptionally high search volume too. And so we built in sort of this algorithm to make sure that you will be able to find, particularly you who are advanced users, power users, will be able to find those kind of keyword. And with a really well structured and strong SEO work that you are already building on your website, you can easily target this keyword and get more of those traffic, organic traffic into your site. So with that, in our sharing, let me get directly into our use case and how you can utilize golden filter as well as Zen Matrix to develop your own sort of keyword list. In this step 2 though, you will want to develop keyword list under each of the main topic, which is your pillar page. For example, in our example, it will be nutrition plan, and the keyword list under each of those subtopic that we determine: inflammatory diet plan, endomorph diet plan, diabetic diet plan, so on and so forth. You will put those keywords in Keyword Explorer and start using our golden filter to start looking for those keywords and put them into Zen Matrix. So that is the theory behind this, and let me get straight into the tool and show you exactly how that can be done. As you can see in the previous steps, you are you already started with building a topic cluster that already contained your pillar page. And in the last example we built the pillar page with the keyword nutrition plan. And under that pillar page, you were able to determine some of the subtopics that go along, right? And so the goal here in these steps is to determine the keyword list you want under each of the subtopic and subtopic. So first, let's start with the topic, and that will be nutrition plan. And under this, I already have like two other subtopic that prepare here. One is inflammatory diet plan, and that's one of the subtopic that you want to target. And so, but let's start first with nutrition plan. And as I click on here, which we have, you can figure out how to use it using our library right over here. And as you pull down, I'm just gonna focus on the golden filter function and how you can utilize that to kind of figure out exactly what keyword you want to target in, right? And so there should be a button here that say golden filter activation, and so you click on it, you will activate the golden filter, and we'll deduct some credits from your keyword credits according to how many keywords that you have. And after that, we'll have a button that called golden score, and you click on this, and this is the golden score. Essentially is our own proprietary algorithm to build down so that we will be able to give out a certain scoring, a scoring system for each of the keyword. And the way we build this scoring system is that we want to be able to determine keyword with different potential values. For example, we run into a few problems. I just want to share with you real quick so you understand the mechanism. We run into a few problems, like for example, what is a keyword that has high value, right? When we were building this concept, and we realized that, okay, if a keyword that have very low ON title and high search volume, that's a great keyword. But what if the keyword that actually have low ON title and low search volume? That should be a bit lower of the scoring. What if a keyword that have high ON title and low search volume? Now that will be in the decay zone, right? And what are the keywords that have high ON title but also really high search volume? Now that will be a keyword that should belong into mature zone. And we have to figure out a system of scoring that could help you determine exactly the keyword that fit into different part of the matrix. And so we kind of build in our own algorithm and develop the scoring system. As you click on the scoring, there will be almost like this filter basis. And you can do in two ways. One is you can build by ranking probability. And ranking probability essentially is to filter just by ON title. You can either filter it here for quick, or you can click on here to filter ON title. And here is to show you how many the keyword ON title amount. Like for example, this keyword nutrition planner has 6,530 ON title amount, and that is very high. And so it will not belong to here. So this is from 1 to 100. Right, so all of the keywords that belong to here, for example, 1,809, those are all the keywords that have ON title below 10, right? So this is one way, and the way, and when you build like this, you will be able to look for all of the keywords that have low ON title, which mean that you have a good ranking probability. But you're gonna miss out on some of the keywords, for example, that have higher ON title, maybe above 100 or beyond 50, but it has also really high potential value. So you miss out on those keywords that have high potential in mature zone, right? So this may not be the best kind of probable filtering system for those who already have resources or experience in doing SEO. So the way we build potential values is that we kind of have a recommended scoring base, and that is 1.618. Funny enough, this is the golden ratio. If you look it up, you will know what it is. It's almost like one of those God number, a magic number that determine how things should look. And we decide that, okay, this is a great number to set as a golden scoring. And we recommend that any keyword above 1.618 is something that we don't recommend. But anything below 1.618, we should recommend. And this scoring will also apply, for example, keyword that in mature zone has very high ON title, but they actually have also really high search volume. So the return on investment is there, right? Even though you may have to kind of fight with a lot of competition, but it doesn't mean that you don't have any shot. So for example, if we take it into here and I click apply, and here you will be able to see, for example, there's keyword that has 88 own title. So you have 88 websites that kind of targeting this keyword, that have this keyword in their title. You click on it, you'll be able to see here, right? 88 website, but the search volume is 1,300. So if you put in the effort, if you could be able to beat 88 of your competitors, you'll be able to kind of win the search volume. So that's the beauty of sort of like the golden scoring system. It took us a while to figure out, really. It's not really, it's not easy. But so once you are able to have Zen Matrix and understand how it works and in the category that it has, you will be able to kind of reflect back to yourself and see that, okay, I already have a website, I have some established keyword, but I really have no clue what these keywords are, belong to which category, and when I should be attacking them, right? And so this would be a very good way. So you can start from looking at own title that is lower, like for example, keyword that has 0 own title and search volume lower. These is what I call opportunity keywords. It has very low own title, but also low search volume. You can also look for keywords that have, let's say you can do a quick filter volume and you say minimum volume of 1,000 and you click apply. And there it is. You'll be able to see keyword that protein diet plan for weight loss in 7 days. And it has volume of 1,009, own title 0. A really specific keyword, very highly targeting. And yet not many people really know about it yet. And look at it, how many people searching for this keyword. And yet not many competitors actually know about that and targeting them. So these are the keywords that belong to Candyland Zone. You see, from this filter, you can play around with different things and eventually you come up with your own keyword list. And this is the process where you apply for your pillar page, which is your main seed keyword. Now you will once you determine your seed keyword, your plan, and okay, these are the keyword list I want to build for this stage. So for example, you want just all the opportunity keyword, right? And let's say you go in here and volume, let's say maximum, I want all the keyword that below 500. Applied, and as you can see here, 2,000, maybe 500 is still quite high. Maybe I want it to be the 200. Right, low search volume, low own title, so maximum, let's say I want 10 only, click apply, and here it is. We have a list of only 1,000 keyword, and from here these are all the keyword that you could really targeting, and it's an opportunity keyword. See, it has a lot of this keyword, but the search volume is low. But look, if you really could rank all these keyword, look at the total amount of search volume you can cover. 60,000 search volume a month, not bad of a list of keyword. So my suggestion is figure out where you are in your SEO strategy, right? And play around with this filter, and you'll be able to form your own perfect keyword list that you want to target. If you're new, you just started out, focus on opportunity keyword, and maybe some of those Candyland keyword you see. And then if you already experienced, you may expand that and look for some of a more mature keyword that has harder sort of like competing value, but at the end of the day, you may be able to kind of get that return on your investment, right? And determine some of the very key and strong and difficult keyword that you want to kind of target, so you show Google that you are the expert in your field. So that is what happened with the pillar page. Now you repeat this entire process with under each of your subtopic. So what I do, just simply go out, you look for the second one is inflammatory diet plan, same process. You have about 293 keywords only, so make it a lot easier. You click on golden score, potential values, 1.618, you click applied, and here it is. You have 123 keywords. There's some keyword that's quite crazy like this. Imagine you write one article that has this keyword in title, you probably will be able to rank right away, right? So this is the beauty of this filter, and you play around with this keyword. Let's say, okay, there's not many, so I'm just gonna use all this keyword under this. So that's one subtopic. So pillar page, a list of keyword, 1,000 of them. Subtopic 1, maybe 200 of them. Subtopic 2, maybe 300 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Repeating this process, and eventually you have this amazingly well-structured, well-built, extremely detailed topic cluster with keyword list attached to it. Now you go into the next stage. You not only cover the topic, you also cover all the keywords under each of the topic. It makes the variety of the range of your SEO campaign become a lot more diverse, a lot more more strength and structure in it. So when you have to imagine this, when a Google bots go into your website, this is what they do. They go in there and they start checking all your sitemap. They go in through each of the internal linking that go from one to the other. Imagine if they go in there and they go through exactly this structure. They go to your pillar page. They go from your pillar page, you go to all the subtopic. From all the subtopic, they go to all the article. From all the article, they go from linking to article that relate to it to with each other's subtopic. They go one round. And as they go through, this is what they will come up with. This guy knows exactly what they're talking about. He knows about the content. He knows about the topics that need to cover. He knows about the keyword that need to cover. So he not only knows what I want, he also knows what the users need. And that's the most important point. So with that, the next logical step would be for you to start the grouping process. And that is the most painful process in the whole any SEO campaign. So essentially what it is you have to group keywords that have higher ranking probability together so that you could just write one piece of content that cover all those keywords, right? And this typically you have to do it by hand. You just have to look for similar attributes and then you can group them by hand. It's horrible. But in the next videos, I'll show you how you can utilize our topic cluster to find out how to group those keywords in just one click instead of taking days or hours. So I'll see you in the next videos, and that will be step 3 in our 5-step process. So I'll see you then.